Hey guys, here are the show intros for the month of September 2015. As always, if you want to catch these live, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Casual Shenanigans YouTube channel. You can listen to us warm up before we start the official show that you hear on the channel every week. And for now, just enjoy these. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we appreciate you guys. All right. We are live with the Casual Shenanigans warm-up. Oh, baby.
Everybody
literally does not get better than this.
Do your stretches.
I did a nice run today. It was really hot outside, though.
I had a nice run, but it was nice and cool. It's like we don't even live in the same place or something.
Did you run outside, or was it actually really cool outside?
Oh, I was running at like 7:15, so it may have been cooler then.
Oh, yeah.
You were up at 7:15?
I've been getting up at 6 this week.
Nice, dude.
It's time to be on that hustle, you know what I'm saying?
Nope.
I got too much I want to do, and sleeping's getting in the way of it. I'm just going to be honest. No, I get more done when I get up earlier.
No,
because you think about like after midnight, you don't really get that much done.
I feel like there's a Chinese proverb for that.
Early to bed.
No. Early to rise, get lots of shit done.
Confucius say, men who awake longer do more.
Put that on a bumper sticker and sell it on Etsy.
It's the wrong market, but I'll take it.
I'm not paying those eBay fees anymore.
Did you share with Jeremiah my guacamole story?
No, I've only shared it with Debbie because Debbie missed your Drollisms. But you're welcome to share it.
I was telling Dave at work that we're getting ready to head to Guatemala.
Uh-huh.
And my mind slipped.
I know where this is going.
My mind slipped. I was like, yeah, we just had a meeting last night, for our trip to guacamole. And Dave was just like dying. I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like, you racist monster. I'm like, dang it, those words. I was thinking about guacamole today. I'm not going to get off the plane and be like, hey, make me some guacamole.
It's guacamole. It's guacamole. The home of guacamole.
So Joy's been teaching.
We're walking down the hallway and Joel said that, and you looked at me and your eyes just get really big and you just went, oh no, and you like doubled over laughing. And you're like, Dave, don't tell anybody. Oh man.
Yeah, speaking of which, I had carnitas tonight.
Sweet. I had Mexiquinoa last night and for lunch, so no complaints there. Probably gonna have some Chipotle tomorrow.
Living the life.
Zach and Bethany learned how to make...
Zach and Bethany! Sorry, what they learned?
They figured out the exact recipe for... Chipotle burritos and everything, like the exact everything, and so they make them at home now all the time.
Were you I think this was when everyone was in town in July. Did you have the stuff that Debbie made? She made the lime rice and pulled pork, and like it was dang close. Like I had one spoonful of lime rice.
I think I was there. I don't remember.
I was there, dude.
I think you
I was like in Chipotle mentally. Except it wasn't the stupid Chipotle in your guys' town where they're stingy with everything. It was the good Chipotle where I live, where they're just like, and it's like this big. There's actual spit on my spit shield now. There are flecks of spittle.
Nothing like a good Chipotle log of burrito.
So I was going to ask you guys this, and please, like, I know you're going to make some monster jokes, but let's just try to get through half of it without any. Joel, when you're running, or Dave, when you're running, well, Dave, you don't really run where other people are because you're on a track.
Baseball field, but yes.
Okay, right. Sorry, but I mean, like, you don't encounter people on your runs, really.
The only people I've encountered in the last few months are people literally smoking meth in a dark parking lot.
Cool.
So,
well, this won't apply to you.
Okay, good.
Joel, do you like run into people when you go running? Like, do you come across people?
Yeah, quite a bit. People walking dogs.
Does anyone ever look like worried? Like, do people give you concerned looks?
No, I can't say that ever happens. I mean, I would say the neighborhood that we do live in is definitely one of the more safer,
Ours too. I think that's the problem.
Like, I thought it was safe. Just expecting someone to be like, it's Andre the Giant.
I mean, like, I was thinking about it, like, in their defense, my hair is pretty loose when I'm running. I sweat. You guys know me. I'm sweating within, like, before I even start running, I'm sweating. I'm sweating just walking out to the sidewalk.
So when you, like, look at them, just sweats running down their eyes are beating, and you're just staring into their souls.
Your hair is all clumpy. You're, like, snorting.
Breathing heavy. Hey, guys.
Good morning.
But for Jeremiah, he's, like, shouting at them, good morning.
There's a lot of elderly ladies.
Are you running when it's still dark?
No, it's like 7:15 in the morning. But like there's some elderly ladies who walk their dogs, and there's like, I don't know, it's mostly ladies and older people who are walking.
Do you wave at them?
I smile. I don't wave. I just like I give a smile, like a head nod.
Show us a smile.
I do the smile and head nod. Dude, I'm running. I'm not hanging out.
Well, probably when you go like this, it whips a lot of air into their face.
No, all right, it's still tied up. There's a nice older man who he smiles every day. He ain't got no issues. He's just, good morning. I'm wearing headphones, so I probably go, good morning. Back at him.
Oh, Joel, you didn't hear this story. Okay, so Dan from the Daisy Greybeards clan was playing Arma with us Tuesday. He forgot to unbind his in-game Arma push to talk. So whenever he talked over the radio, we would all hear double. And so then when
double with latency.
With like a half second latency. So when we would talk and his mic was open, we would hear ourselves a half second talking in our earphones. Dude, I saved a bunch of the footage. We all sounded drunk. Jeremiah would be like, okay, guys, let's go to the next point.
Oh, because he could hear himself with latency?
Yeah.
I don't think it was even half a second. I think it was like a tenth of a second. It was enough that
it's
you
like that
really
one app
aware
you can
it's
get.
there. Yep, it was exactly like that.
That's hilarious. That's really hard to talk to. He's just like, hey, guys, you want...
I'll show you some of the footage, Joel. We were dying laughing because whenever Jeremiah tried to like give an order or something, he's just like, okay. We're just losing it. Oh, man.
So this is interesting. Then we can go live for realsies. So I'm testing Payday 2 on the Potato Masher and on the PlayStation 4. That game does not have anti-aliasing options in the options menu, which is especially weird because it has options to use the Alienware light system, and it has options to adjust the streaming chunk size. Do you know what that does?
Yes.
Okay, I don't.
It's packet size. Battlefield has that too.
Really? Like an option in the main graphics options, you can just...
Yeah.
Well, most games don't, and they don't have anti-aliasing, but they have streaming chunk size and like MBX lights you can check on or off.
Oh, my MBX lights, I miss you.
I was like when... Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry. No, you continue.
No, you go.
Oh, guys.
I was going to say, I love when some game... I think Call of Duty does it. They actually explain what the settings are. I always like when a game does that. Like, even if, it doesn't have to be massive or big, but, I mean, something like that. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Well, I mean, most of them are pretty obvious, like textures. Okay, everyone knows what textures are.
Yeah.
Anti-stropic filtering, no one knows, but you turn it all the way up because it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Except the PlayStation version, curiously, looks like it's running on like 2 or 4x, which doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, but then there's actually even a button in the options. You can just hide the UI, one click. UI is gone on PlayStation and PC, which is really cool.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, Alienware FX, Lock Gamer says that's what it's called. Alienware FX.
Have you downloaded Metal Gear yet?
Downloaded, not played.
Have you beaten The Witcher 3 yet?
Just be prepared. The first hour and 15 minutes is it. Just
can you skip it? Because for the Potato Masher, I'm not really sure I want to turn it on.
Yeah, I believe you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Jeremiah, you gotta beat The Witcher so we can just have our.
Well, now I gotta step it up. You've been talking about it's gonna take so long, and then you're like, all of a sudden one night you're like, hey, I beat it. I'm like, oh, all right, I'll catch up. I thought you were gonna wait till like all the stuff was out, like the expansions and things.
No, I've been trying to beat it since like early July, like trying to get through the main quest. But then I was trying to like not rush through it. So if I ran into side quests that I felt like fit into the point I was at in the story, I would go do those. And then I'd be like, well, now my armor's like a bit behind. It's time to go do the next treasure hunt to get the next armor upgrade. And then there we were at 210 some hours finishing the main quest. No regrets.
So you're gonna go back for the expansions?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I should push through then. Lot Gamer, sorry, go ahead, Dave.
I was just gonna say, what the game does is after the credits roll, whatever ending you get of the 18 or whatever endings, it takes you back to Kaer Morhen and says, "Hey, here's your save from right before like the last chunk of main quest stuff."
So you can even play it again?
Kind of like what Fallout did, but except it didn't do it automatically.
Yeah, it takes you back to Kaer Morhen and says, "Hey, you beat the game. Here's the gear that you collected during that last part of the main quest, but all the main characters." Like, it's like as if the main quest hasn't happened yet. Like, everything's just frozen in time, but you can do all the side stuff now. So it's set up to go back.
That. I don't know. It made me feel weird though.
I'm going back. For my ending, it definitely it's okay to do that.
Did you get
I mean, like you're gonna go back through the ending to be able to continue to the expansion.
The expansion takes place just like in the world, right? It's
not,
But you're gonna go do another ending.
No. I got the ending that I wanted. Actually, I'm very happy with it.
Did you use the internet?
What do you mean? How do you know it's the one you wanted? How do you know?
Well, if you didn't hate it, I guess. If you liked it,
I mean, you just mean by you got one that you liked.
To answer Jeremiah and Joel's questions here, I did not look at any guides. I didn't look at the art book. Nothing until I had beaten the main quest on my own. Completely just knowing the universe and the lore. I just made my own decisions. But I got.
So I should be good then.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. But the reason, Joel, I was saying that I got the ending that I really liked is because after I got that ending, the credits rolled while I was doing some other screenshotting stuff and whatnot. I was going through some Reddit threads about other endings, and I was actually looking at it, I was like, ooh, some of these are kind of like landmine, like I dodged some bullets here, because there's a couple places where it can go really wrong without you quite realizing it's going really wrong. Huh. No worries, Jeremiah. I'm sure you'll get a happy ending.
Lot Gamer, I've not put the 980 Ti in the potato masher yet. I want to do that, but I'm also doing Payday 2 right now, and then Metal Gear Solid 5, and then Mad Max, and then Rocket League. Like, we'll see. It might be a little while. Last thing, sorry, before we go live. So, Chris gave me one of these bottles. He designed all the design on the outside of it for the company he works for.
That's really cool.
And this is a sample. This is one of those, like, double-walled steel or
keep it
aluminum
really
bottles.
Cool for a long time.
Dude, it's the same temperature the stuff came out of the fridge with. I put water in here at like 2 p.m. I've topped it up once or twice, and it is cold. Actually cold. I'm like,
I want one.
Nice.
Okay, I'll get you one. When's your birthday, little buddy?
12th of October.
12th of October?
Oh, look at that.
It's coming up soon.
Everyone,
right,
hey,
big
internet.
3-0.
Internet shower old man Joel with gifts.
I've been trying to think about what I want to do for it.
That's on Columbus Day. Colonialist Asshole Day.
It works. I don't know what that
means. All right. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Ready with the timer?
Yep.
Let's do it. Welcome to the Casual Shenanigans warm-up. With me, Mr. Casual. It's the CSG pre-show. Now, the important topic we need to cover in the pre-show today
is sports.
Joel, I want to encourage you with this Witcher 3 fight. I feel like, man, if you just keep at it, like, I know it's hard for a while, but like, you just got to, just don't get upset. Just keep calm and just keep trying. Like, it's hard for a while, and then you will get better. I hated it when I first started it. Just stick with it 30, 40 more hours tops. You'll love it. It's amazing. It's the best fight ever.
I am curious. What level did you actually beat it, though? I am very, like, what difficult did you have for the whole?
What level was my character? Oh, difficulty. I'm on normal or one step above normal. How many steps are there?
There's 2 steps above normal, so I'm just right above normal. So
I think I might be 1 step above normal. The only time I've knocked it down was there was one fight when you're with Kira Metz. There's someone you have to fight underground. For some reason, I just couldn't. I couldn't do that fight, and I had to knock it down.
What level did you take on that boss?
28.
Oh, okay.
What are you?
I think I'm like 24 or something like that.
Oh yeah. You need to level up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 2 levels above what it says you should be. So that's what's kind of funny. Like the leveling, I don't think is very great in the game.
What's your problem? Are you dying quick, or are you not able to hurt him much?
No, I mean, I'm hurting him okay. It's just more of like that. It's that last section that, I mean, like, I'm dodging and stuff, but he'll get a couple hits, and you're just like, he's just a serious damage.
Are you using Ken for a shield?
Mm-hmm.
Quinn?
Yeah.
Quinn.
Yep. Yeah. And I leveled it. I mean, even I went to the little stone thing. I leveled it up. And the thing is, like, what I think is odd sometimes with the game is And then I'm saying, like, it's still a great game. I'm just saying, I think some of those things they don't have very leveled very great. It's happens in a lot of games. It's like you tear through enemies like crazy, and then all of a sudden you're like, where did this one come from? Like, it's not like it got harder. This one's like, what the crap?
I think I definitely felt that in that boss fight with the person underground with Kira Metz. I think they were someone from the Wild Hunt. Kind of that's maybe 5-6 hours into the game. I thought that one was like a very sharp spike in difficulty. But for most of it, like the end game kind of I'm in now, I really like it because I can like run into a crowd of guards and just whip out a sword and just go to town, hack them all up and like keep running. Like there was one guy last night, it was awesome. I was sprinting up, I broke into the prison thing and I was sprinting up some steps to get away. And this guy ran around with a crossbow, and I just whipped an axe off my back and just did like one spin and thunk, like cut him in half and kept going. It felt pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's crazy. Like every single enemy I go into, like I kill, it's like just like that. It's not a challenge at all.
How much damage are your swords doing?
I think honestly, the last time I checked was like 308.
Okay, those should be good
or something like that. Yeah. So
are you wearing light armor? I'm just trying to think. Is there anything?
I'm wearing this like green teal kind of armor. It's the best one I have.
Okay.
So. You don't have any Witcher armor though, do you? You're not doing any of the treasure hunts for the Witcher armor.
I'm not wearing any Witcher. I'm not wearing any Witcher armor right now. I'm wearing just a regular.
Yeah, medium. Like I go and upgrade armor when I get to an enemy that goes, oh crap, I really need to upgrade a sword or buy a new sword. But like. Yeah, so it was just kind of unexpected.
Jeremiah, once you beat the main quest and you end up back doing the side stuff, I'm going to direct you to probably the only mod you really need, I would say, that I found. It's a fantastic mod. It levels all enemies to within 5 levels of you randomly. So all those side quests, like back at like level 11 that you might have missed, like you'll actually have some fights there versus just like running through them completely. It's pretty sweet.
What if I want to just run in and then light everyone on fire and hack them in half and keep going?
That sounds like you.
I mean, why kind of win when you can definitely win? Joel, but I am it's kind of curious that you're having trouble with it because it is just dodge, hit, dodge.
Well, here's the thing is I dropped it down to normal. It was still like crazy. Like it's not the fighting that's difficult. It's more of he just has insane damage compared to what I'm doing. Like, so it's like one hit or two hits, two or three hits, and the dodge,
it's the combos.
Like, and the thing I'm not getting correct, like the aim is a little wonky, is when you get hit. Like, it's like, am I ready to do a dodge yet? Like sometimes you like sit there stunned, and you can kind of tell you're stunned. Sometimes you can't tell if you're stunned, and so you're trying to jab the roll button or the. Anyway, so I dropped it down even to lower, and then it was super easy because then you're doing a ton of damage and you're done. But it was that last area, the last thing that was just like kept on. I was like, what the heck?
Like where he starts teleporting, that's where it really gets you.
And I think the part that kind of too. Yeah, and the parts that sometimes suck about these games is that if you get stuck in an area like this boss, there is no like, oh, let me go run back to town real quick to go like, I would just go do other quests and come back. But this game you really can't unless you reload a save, like a really far back save. But I can't because I'm in the missions, so I can't do anything until I beat this area. So
I think it's nice.
Like, oh, crap.
I think it's nice they at least warn you before you enter the end game, because I entered the end game kind of accidentally. I was like, I'll go to the Misty Island, and I show up there and the game goes, are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, absolutely not. I skipped like 25 quests back there, so I went and did a bunch more loyalty quests and stuff. I like that it at least warns you. Otherwise, I would have like tripped into the end of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have had 3 people there at Kaer Morhen because I didn't go ask anybody.
I mean, Dark Souls, it allows you to walk into the end boss. It's like, oh, what's this? It's like, oh, it's a cute little monster. Oh, I'm gonna make you my bitch.
Yeah, that's the thing. Dark Souls, it's like they don't even hide the bosses. Like you're just walking. They're like, want to go to the ladies' room? You go open the door to the ladies' room. Final boss of the game. Turns out he was here the whole time. You didn't know it.
I think it's just the one little difference I think in the combat is that even with Dark Souls, you don't even have to have a high level weapon or anything. It really just comes down to like dodging, and once you get and all that stuff, you can tackle almost any beast, any monster, anything. It really does come down to like this super twitchy like shooting. So when it's like, oh crap, I'm stuck on this boss, I'm like, well, dang it, I can't go back to level up, which I did for every other boss in Witcher. Like that first one I had trouble with. I know exactly what you were talking about. It was like a giant or something like that, chucking rocks or something. Yeah, so I just kind of ran back out, or I just stopped, leveled up a ton with other Gwent quests, and then I came back.
You went and played cards and got better
I
at
do
fighting.
kind of wish the game, instead of, each power up, like skill you level up, I wish it was only 3 times you have to level each one to go to the next. It's a lot of leveling. It takes forever to level anything up in this game.
You definitely can't
It feels really, really slow.
You definitely can't make a like good at everything build. Like you definitely have to pick some stuff. Although I guess they wanted to support the people like Dave who are going to like level up to level 80 or something. They wanted to give them enough.
But the thing is,
points.
Dave's going to run out of content before he gets to that point. Like I figured, okay, the game is going to be insanely long that I'd have time to level up. I'm like, holy crap. I'm not super close to the ending, but I've done a lot in the game now, and I'm not even barely close.
They said when you start New Game Plus, if you do it, they automatically level everything to 30. So that kind of indicates you should finish the game somewhere around 30, which seems to make sense because I'm at 28 now. So like I feel like I guess I'm having about the standard length playthrough, but what level were you when you finished, Dave?
I finished at level 34, and actually by the end, Joel, because you get so much XP from the main quest, I started out with an alchemy build, focusing on potions and oils, stuff like that. But by the end, I actually had a pretty strong fast attack build too. So it was like split between fast attack and alchemy. It's definitely possible by the end, but it is slow. It's very slow.
Well, it's one of those things even with the potions that I would use potions more often, except they're kind of not that needed. Like almost every boss that I'm like, by the time I think about, wait, what potion should I use to kill it? I've already killed it. So it's kind of like, well,
Joel,
I didn't really
the
need
lore
that.
says they're necessary.
Well,
I don't use them either, Joel.
Well,
The
you know what I
potions
mean? I mean,
I
like-
use Swallow and Thunderbolt. That's it.
Well, okay, maybe think of this example, right? In Bloodborne, that crazy beast that you could chuck like fire at, like it did insane damage. Like if you use that, it's like it's a significant amount of damage. You're like, shit, you can't do it without it, But this, since I kind of cleared almost all the bosses without it, I just don't really care about potions other than like the health ones and stuff, like to level those up or whatever.
When you're trying to cure the Baron's kid, the botuline, I think I used a necrophage oil or something. Just because it was having such a hard time at a low level. Like at a low level, I think I used a couple of them and then I never made any more. Once I got to a high enough level, I just beat my way straight through everything.
Dave, did you know that if you burn someone with the Igni or whatever it is, and then you use R, the one that blasts them with air, it actually like sets more people on fire?
What?
I saw that random. I saw that random, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I didn't get to try it on this boss because it doesn't really do any effect on him, but apparently regular enemies does. But so I was like, oh, that'd be kind of a useful thing if they said that back then. Like it was just like random. I'm like, is the tutorial still going?
There's actually a tutorial section in the menu, but it's got so much stuff in it, like everything from how to use the global inventory to. The game is huge. So much stuff. But I actually prefer that to like a lot of games that like force you into a 2-hour tutorial mission. I'd rather just have the initial pop-ups, and then if I want to know more, just let me look at it myself.
Yeah. I did like The Witcher 2 when they came out with the enhanced edition. You could start it and do the tutorial, which was like 2 hours long. I mean, it's the opening story missions, so it's not just a tutorial.
It had story. It had actual story, yeah.
But there's an option when you start a new game. They go basically, hey, do you want to just start the game? And you go, yeah, just let me start the game. It'll drop you right back in. Like, skip most of that. So I think that is pretty cool. I think they have a smart way of handling it for such a big RPG. Because like the Elder Scrolls games, if you start those again, I can't tell you how many times I've run through that stupid sewer in Oblivion. Like,
I bet I've done it more than you.
there's quite a few times I was like, why don't I save the save files? Why? Or Borderlands, which I've probably beat like 6 times. Like the opening hour and a half of Borderlands, I could probably do a competitive speed run at this point.
Well, if you're Nintendo, we don't encourage speedruns.
I'll never
Definitely not going to
Nintendo.
share that. We will sue the crap off.
Yeah, you actually can't talk about it either. Like, don't talk about Nintendo. Like, hey guys, I played one of those, the well-known Japanese game company games today. Not to mention any names. And Nintendo's just like, flagged. Flagged anyway.
Sega's like, how
about?
dare you?
Hey, can we address something that people are talking about in the chat? The facial hair, Joel?
All right, what?
People mention now everyone has a beard on the podcast. Now we have 2 good beards and 2 bad beards. I'll let you guys guess who's who. But yeah, Joel, so what's going on? I noticed the other night, looks like you got a little, it's not bad. I'm just curious.
I actually kind of like the goatee.
Oh, I'm getting ready to go to Guatemala So don't. Dave, I almost said it.
You mean guacamole?
Guacamole.
So I was
Guacamole.
actually getting ready to be all clean shaven for the trip.
Oh, I thought you were just growing it out for the trip.
No.
So what you should.
Makes you look older and distinguished.
At least do the goatee. You let me see the sides. Yeah, get rid of that. Just keep the goatee.
No.
Get rid of that.
Do you not?
I was just gonna keep just this and be like, "Hello, si señor."
How long are you gone for?
That sounds like Guatemala.
I'll be there for a week.
So you're not going to be on the podcast next week?
Well, I might have Wi-Fi, so I might possibly.
Joel, let's not plan on you calling in from Guatemala.
Well, I might say hello.
Okay, all right. I would love it if you did, but
You could send us a message. We can play it on the air.
Look, I've used third world internet. Let's not plan on that.
If I record
So
some video,
America's internet. Then.
I'll try to get some video clips and maybe send it to you guys.
Okay, cool. Nothing illegal. I just felt like I'd say that.
Drug running.
Yeah, I mean, because you think lots of stuff's cool. You're probably like, hey guys, look, they're just killing animals over here, like right behind this restaurant. This is kind of interesting. I think those guys are. Hey, are you guys drug dealers? Hey,
You guys can buy cocaine right at the airport?
Joel, are you reading the chat?
No.
We had some really good advice from the chat. They said they enjoy being called Indians.
Wow.
With their luscious stashes.
What?
Luscious.
Big.
Dave,
luscious.
are you wearing a 511 tactical shirt?
I am actually.
I was in a store the other day that had 511 tactical. Actually, it was a PX. It had 511 tactical.
What you drinking, Joel?
It's a Dasani.
I'd actually like to modify the shirt so it says 5.11 Tacticool for maximum cool factor.
Now, I would real quick, and then we will actually start the podcast. I want to talk about my new tablet, the iPad Pro. It has such features.
Did you just get a new one?
As multi-screen. Yes, it's an iPad Pro. It has multi-window, like multitasking. It also has this pen, which has like 10,000 different layers of pressure sensitivity and adjust via angle. You can draw on it.
Just $99 too.
You actually don't have to charge the pen. It just mimics a finger, and the tablet, the iPad Pro, can tell that there's a difference. So, and that just slides right in there in the bottom. You can hook up any Bluetooth keyboards to the iPad Pro. You can also, there's lots of clamshell cases that snap over it, and you'll enjoy the power of a quad-core processor and 3 gigabytes of RAM. Delicious 1080p screen. So this truly is the tablet of 2013 when my phone came out. And I'm done being a dick.
Friendly dick.
Never.
Actually, Joel, I really wasn't going to make fun of any Apple stuff tonight, but I watched Marcus K. Brownlee's video tonight on the iPad Pro, and the pencil you're supposed to plug into the Thunderbolt port to charge. So it's this tiny little pencil attached by a lightning, like it has a male lightning plug on it. So you can't plug a regular Apple charging cord into it, which seems like the weirdest idea. You have to plug it. Yeah, you have to plug it into a phone or a tablet to charge it. I'm sure they'll make a special charger for it. But that means you'll have an iPad with like the pencil just sticking out, like literally. This is what it looks like charging.
Really?
That is going to get snapped off like so quick.
And plus, it looks phallic.
It looks like the world's fattest man.
I figured they just have like a little like
They'll probably come with a little like cable that pops around and hooks into the.
It does seem curious that that it wouldn't be just a female plug, so you could just use your regular phone charger. Like, I don't really understand any of that, but
yeah, that's it. I wonder if maybe just because I wonder if it doesn't take very long to charge. You know what I mean? Like, let's say if it only takes maybe 5 minutes to charge and it's good to go for a long period of time, that it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think that's just an alternate like way to charge. I mean, if you think of all the different lightning adapters, it would be very
but every other thing with a lightning plug on it is all female charging plugs. This is the first one where they made it a male charging plug, which is going to necessitate at the very least an adapter.
Right, but it'll probably come with. I'm going to guess it's going to come with an adapter, like
I hope so.
like a desktop type. Just you pop it in and just let it charge.
That's what it needs, is like a little USB hub that just sits next to your computer. You just click it into, because that'll make people feel like, they're pulling a pen out of, like an inkwell or something. That actually could be pretty cool. Not for $100, but like in general, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The only
Does seem like a
inkwell
pretty-
I need.
Does seem like a pretty cool little pen though for what it does, but I'm still waiting for Mac to do a mix between the iOS and OS X, because I mean, if you look at the specs on that, I mean, it would easily run OS X if you could
Honestly,
put it on it.
That was why the Surface RT failed and the Surface Pro became so popular, was a tablet that actually just ran Windows. Like no gimmicks, no special apps. Like it's literally Windows. I think that I agree with you. Like there's no reason that thing shouldn't run.
What do you think
OS
of this
X.
idea? Like, okay, I would probably be sold on the iPad Pro if it did this. I mean, I have a MacBook Air, but imagine if you have a cool dock for the iPad Pro, and you literally can just connect it to your MacBook Air as a secondary screen.
You can do that. You can do that now.
Well, I know you can use it via apps and stuff, but it's not very fast. It's you know what I mean? It has a little bit of it's a little slower than.
Okay.
But I'm saying, I mean, I know you could do that, but it'd be awesome if you could use it like actually as a screen, because I mean, it's a 4K screen, isn't it?
On
Right?
it's a tiny bit higher than 1440p. It's a ways away from 4K.
But anyways, that's a really nice monitor for the thin size. But then I thought you put in the dock, and as soon as you put in the dock and you attach a mouse to it or something, it would like switch over to like OS X mode or something. So you could essentially use it as an iMac.
That's actually how Windows 10 works with like the 2-in-1, like the Lenovo Yogas and stuff like that. When you pull it out, it automatically goes to tablet mode. When you dock it back, it goes back to like the desktop mode.
That's sick. I told Ben about this. I'm like, I've always wanted to have that in an iPad, because I'm like, I just never ever wanted to get an iPad. The only one I've ever thought about getting is the iPad Mini, the tiny one. But I'm like, yeah, I mean, now with the 6, it's so big. It's like, I would never use an iPad. So, but if it was like a little dock, that'd be really cool to have, just to take it with you if you went on a cabin trip. You could still use it as a laptop in a way, but you gotta kind of have both.
It is kind of funny because, again, I'm not trying to like just rag on Apple, but like this is the exact stuff. PCs have been doing this well for years. Like the Lenovo Yoga really is like, it's a laptop. It spins all the way around, turns into a tablet. Like screens can come off. Like they make a bunch of different versions. So it really does all of that, and it's an actual laptop. But they don't turn it into a Wacom though. I'm curious for graphic designers to get their hands on this and compare it to like a real Wacom. Like Chris has a Cintiq. Is that the one that like a full functioning computer? Like it's a completely separate computer? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure if that's the one, but I've seen this before.
He has one of those, and it's really good. Like it runs a full desktop version of Windows.
Yeah.
And it's about the same size too. I think it's like a 13, 14 inch. So that would be
how well the battery life and stuff on it.
I think he uses it on a plane ride. Like he said, he'll watch movies and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's 10 hours, but I know it's at least 4 or 5. But it's also like got like quad core or something in it, I think. So it's pretty beefy. But anyway, want to go ahead and start the podcast?
Yeah, let's do it.
Officially.
All right. You ready to start that timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You douche. All right, we're going live. Yep, that made it to the stream, Dave. So before we get into everyone's gross stories, so if people notice like a sound difference on the podcast, I know you guys think my sound nerd stuff is dumb, but I've got one that can top it. So, decibels is a sound measurement, right?
I hope we all know that.
Okay, well, I don't want to assume. So you start with
I've been measuring my cake mix with decibels. That's why they've all been coming out like crap.
You've been rendering all your videos by cup.
Yeah, you should measure your cakes with an exponential scale. It's like it said add 1 decibel of flour, I added 1.5. These are really powdery donuts. So there's So by decibels is you can measure the gain of something on a sound form like Audacity. So I could see what gain you guys' mics are hitting. And so typically when I'm processing everyone's mics, I do it independently. And I process them, I compress them till they all are fairly equally compressed. And then I amplify them to the same, I normalize them to the same decibel range. and then I combine them and then do a final master compression for when anytime we're like laughing or like all laughing together or something, I take it down a little farther. But there's actually a new standard of volume measurement for spoken word stuff called LUFS, and it stands for something long. It's a word I can't really pronounce, but it
sounds German. Is it a German word?
It might be, but it's a way of not measuring how loud something is mathematically, but how loud it feels. So it's a way of measuring relative loudness, not numerical loudness. So I experimented with last week's podcast. If you guys go back and listen to it, where I compressed everybody like I normally do, and then I normalized them using Audition. I actually dropped in all 4 mic feeds.
Audition, nice.
Adobe Audition, yeah, and it synced everything up to the exact same loudness, which was different decibel ranges. And I put them all together, and I've got to say it sounded better than I think it ever has. Because like James is a little more soft-spoken. I'm pretty much yelling the entire time. Like we've got a big range of perceived volume regardless of our actual volume, and it normalized it to where we all sound pretty darn the same. As far as our loudness, now, our voices, of course, it doesn't mess with any of that. But it lets me do less compression, but still make everyone sound more natural. So if you guys get a chance, I encourage you to go back and like listen to a couple sections of the podcast. You may not notice a difference. Like I said, it may be one of those things that doesn't matter that much, but I felt like there was a difference.
I had some audio nerd moments today. I bought some plugins.
Ooh.
I'll send them to you. Hold on. Let's see. Number one, I put them in the doc.
Group.
Oh, doc me.
What?
Share your doc.
Oh, guitar simulation software. You ought to talk to Mark. He just got this software. It's making the rounds in the last couple months. It's this type of thing, but it's the first simulation I've ever heard. It sounds so good. Like, I'm sure you're familiar with like Mesa Boogie amps and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I swear it sounded exactly like an old Mark IV Mesa Boogie. Like this guy doing the demo video, it can analyze you playing on a real mic or a real amp. You mic it up, you tell it how you've set it up. It analyzes you playing on that and then can create a preset, which you can then tweak that sounds like that amp. And it's so freaking close. It sounds like a tube amp, which Dave, this is probably not something you're going to care about. But tubes, vacuum tubes people use for sound stuff, like high-end audio amps and stuff. Have you ever heard that?
Wait, they still use vacuum tubes?
For high-end stuff, yeah. Because it adds a warmth and a texture, and a vacuum tube, when you're processing sound through it or powering with a vacuum tube and using the preamp for a vacuum tube, the breakup on a guitar has a really nice crunch to it. So every high-end guitar amp of every band you like the really crunchy, awesome guitars, those are all tube amps.
Is this a hipster thing or just a science thing?
No. The pros, I mean, Slayer uses tube amps if you want a non-hipster example. Nickelback uses tube amps, if that helps.
Well, that's not impressing me at all.
Yeah. So,
I bought a couple other ones.
Okay. Shane, in chat, you said, one thing I've always noticed on your videos, Jerem, it always sounds flat compared to Teamspeak or live, not including the podcast. Could you elaborate on what flat means? Like, does it sound lifeless, or does it sound like there's not a lot of variance in the audio volume? But yeah, so tube amps are a really awesome, really, really awesome. I used to have one. I miss it dearly. But you can buy even headphone amplifiers that have tube amps. But the emulating a tube amp is something that's like never been able to be done. Because like it's one of those things, like no matter how good your software is, you can't fake a really good camera lens. Like good glass is good glass, and it's always been held that tube amps are tube amps. You can't fake it, but it appears that maybe you can.
I mean, from the demos that I watched on YouTube, it seemed like pretty good software, but look at the price.
$10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
from like 130. They had
on sale.
Yeah. And it's still normal price everywhere else, but I guess they're just clearing them out here. But I got 3 different things of plugins.
Dave,
Nice.
could you respond to Debbie and just say, all understood? She chatted me, but I can't type back live.
So he needs to like sharpen up a little bit with his notes, Shane? Like, is he a little pitchy?
My voice sounds flat.
You're not on pitch, Jeremiah. We need to work on that. Do we need like a pitch pipe?
Like I'm out of key or something? I mean, I understand what flat means. I just never thought of my speaking voice as being flat. So, I'm curious to hear what he thinks. But anyway, Dave, I think you have a great
maybe means like
story.
the EQ. Maybe the EQ needs to be like sharpened a little bit.
Yeah, you mean like does the EQ need to be punched up a little bit? Because I normally run pretty straight EQs and everything. I only fix problem frequencies. I don't try to accentuate them a ton because we have so many different mics going on. But Dave, green bean story, I believe.
Really, we're gonna push
story
for that?
time.
Are we actually gonna push for that?
I mean, you said you had a good one, and I mean, I've never heard a good green bean
I did not
story.
say good. I said actually.
You said it was the definitive green bean story of all time.
Well, actually, it might be because they're all probably terrible. I mean, it's not that great. Tonight was fried catfish night. Some pan fried potatoes, and what I thought were green beans. I wasn't cooking. I was prepping for the podcast, and we go in there to eat. And I love pan fried green beans, just like some olive oil, some salt, delicious fresh green beans. I get like a giant forkful. Definitely asparagus. I just was not paying attention at all. Like the bitterness caught me so off guard.
Jess is a monster.
Like, well, that was not what I expected. It's still pretty good though.
You'll smell it later.
With catfish. I did discover though, if you grill asparagus like on a charcoal grill, that is delicious. That is really good. But that
I like regular asparagus.
Really?
Yeah, I like grill in a pan with like just like olive oil or something.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But man, when it comes to like just pan fried stuff, gotta be green beans. That's the good stuff. That's probably the world's best asparagus / green bean story. Let's be honest here. Like, there's just nothing else out there.
There was this one time in band camp. Never mind.
Oh man.
Shane and I will talk later about the thrilling story of Jeremiah's mic technique and why my voice might be flat.
Actually, I think I might know what he's talking about too.
Like I'm over compressing the videos, maybe?
I don't know if it's that. I think you talk a little differently for your videos.
You think so?
Yeah. Unless he's not talking about the podcast. We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually find that I'm more animated on most of my single player commentaries because I have like a radio voice almost.
I will
to, like,
say
the podcast.
Shane, what you just said, the same will happen on videos you do with Dave. His mic audio does the same. Like if I post Total War, Dave's voice will sound flatter because you're hearing the Teamspeak audio, which does have some compression in Teamspeak. It's so file compressed, not just level compressed, that you lose a lot of dynamics to the voice. And then I will compress that mic a lot more than I normally would for the podcast because there's sound and stuff going on in the background. And I pretty much just go for the FM radio, like one flat level. You lose dynamics, but I just want it to be clear and legible the entire time. And I don't worry about the dynamics as much. Where on the podcast, I would still want it to have like a natural feeling, like we're all sitting around and talking. So you try to get it as uncompressed as possible, but still sounding okay. But definitely for like Total War, I have the mic farther away from my mouth a little bit, so you lose a little bit of dynamics that way.
I've got a dumb ARMA testing moment to share. I explained some of it to you, Jeremiah, but James, remember in the mission, our first attempt, where the enemy spawn script went off and it fired for like all 9 players and spawned like 90 enemies, and the server was just chugging away?
Because you were just shooting them down. They kept coming back.
Like, it was like 60 kills in 10 seconds. It was insane from the helicopter. So it turns out the mistake I made was pretty simple. You just have to add a check in the script before it goes that says, hey, is this the server firing the script? If not, just exit, don't fire it. So only the server fires it, not all the clients. I added the server check to all the scripts, and then I had Shane and Tyler help me test it, and it spawned a bunch of enemies again. And I was like, well, what did I do wrong? And I realized that, and this is why I'm an artist and not a programmer, I added just a very simple, is this a server check? But I added it in the script after the line that spawns all the bad guys. So it would spawn the bad guys and then check to see if it was the server firing the script, at which point, it doesn't matter. You've already spawned all the bad guys. Why are you checking now? I just got to reverse the order. But yeah, just adventures of an artist trying to do dangerous things with scripts.
I can't. I think I'll never be able to be a coder. Just anytime you start talking about, my brain involuntarily just starts shutting down.
It's actually the few classes I've done on coding were actually a little fun, like especially the troubleshooting part, but not that fun where I kept taking them.
I really enjoyed like learning what I have because it's helped with other stuff too. Just trying to wrap my mind around it because it's a very different mindset. I know I used to do the same thing, Jeremiah. Just shut down completely. Like, can I just copy and paste something? But being able to troubleshoot and actually figure out like where stuff's going wrong and knowing why is pretty cool.
So I got a line on a guy selling an exhaust for my car, which I know is not really what my car needs at the moment, but it's a $300 exhaust. He's selling it for $100, and it's on the way to the wedding I'm going to on Sunday. So I think I'm going to swing by and scoop it up.
Nice.
And after calling literally like 20 convertible top shops, I found 2 people who say they can make a top for the RAV4.
Oh, nice. Speaking of car stuff, what did you get this week?
Oh, yeah, my...
So geeked out.
All right, so my car does not... my fun car, not my wagon, has no luggage space because the engine's in the back and the front just holds a spare tire and all the spare oil. And so it has like 2 glove boxes behind the driver's seats, basically, just glove boxes. And someone has made fitted luggage for them. It's got the logo midship runabout. That's what the MR and MR2 stands for.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep, and they're 3 wedge-shaped pieces of luggage. My wife got them for me for my birthday, so that next time we travel in it, if it's fit to travel, I can pack things a little easier. So I'm legitimately pretty excited. She also got me like the complete Bible on MR2s, all 3 generations, so I can read about they even have upgrade paths spelled out. Like if you want to fix this, do this. If you want to put more into this, do this. So
that was a gift that's going to keep on giving.
Shut up, James.
She should have known that by that.
Yeah. Dude, you're going to, as soon as you drive it, you're going to like it.
It's not that I don't like it. I just know how much you're going to like it and like it more and more and more and more.
Hey man, don't hate. All right. I'm excited. As long as I can make it fiscally responsible.
Ish, just borderline some.
Ish.
Oh,
who doesn't need a good good exhaust?
Well, I just want one that's just a little bit louder because when I had the cat pipe and the muffler completely removed when I was testing what the problem was, it sounded amazing, but of course it was also like 120 decibels because no muffler. And so, but every time you like let off the throttle, do the big pop, 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 like the real like shotgun sounding deceleration and stuff. It sounded awesome. So I want that just quieter. And this exhaust is called a Lotus exhaust. It takes out the one tip that exits on the side like most cars have. And it's 2 tips that exit right out the middle with a slight upward point. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
And it should be a little bit raspier. I mean, it's a Corolla engine. You can only make it, but so good. But
well, there's a way to fix that too.
Put a different engine in it?
Yep.
Yeah. Some people have tried to do swaps where they've put like the Camry V6 in it, which would be ridiculous. But yeah. Oh man, I was reading a whole bunch about the problems with rear engine cars. Have you heard snap oversteer? Are you familiar with that term? I'll explain it in real simple terms. Okay. So with a rear engine car, typically you have more weight in the back of the car than in the front of the car, if that makes sense. Like an ideal sports car is somewhere close to like a 50-50 weight distribution, depending on how you set it up. So the car is balanced. But in a rear engine car, the engine's in the back. You have a lot of weight in the back and the front's relatively light. And that can be a problem with Porsche 911s and Lotus Elises and Lotus Espirits and MR2 Spiders, and some Ferraris and whatever, is say you're going into a corner like on a track. It's really a track problem unless you drive like an idiot. So you're going to slow down and go for the apex of the turn, right? You brake, you turn into the apex, you come out of the apex, accelerate away. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. But when you start braking, what happens to the weight balance of the car? It shifts forwards. Mm-hmm. So it shifts forwards, and then you have weight moving to the light side of the car. Well, you have weight moving to the light side of the car, and the heavy end of the car is now sliding outside of the light end, and there's not much weight on it for traction. And so it can just feel like, okay, I think I'm sliding, and then the car's spinning. So the actual proper way to do it is you turn in harder, brake sooner, accelerate sooner, and if you start to slide, you floor it. You do not brake, you floor it, and that's the only chance you have to make it to the turn, which is why old Porsche 911s have reputations as death traps. Was because to be able to drive them fast, like you basically had to be out of control a little bit the whole time. It was kind of like snowboarding. Like there's not like a finessed, careful way to snowboard. You're just falling down a mountain and you try not to die.
I think people do pretty well at it.
I know a lot of good snowboarders, and most of my family has switched over to snowboarding over the years, and even the good ones, they're wiping out like right and left. Like a good snowboarder, I don't know any like Olympic snowboarders, but I know some pretty good snowboarders, and they all even like just have to sit down to stop on various hard sections or gentle crashes coming in for things. Like I'll go through an entire weekend of skiing and not fall down once, just skiing normally. Like I'm not super adventurous with it. I just ski, and they'll just be wiping out right and left.
My first skiing experience, like the way he explained it, like he explained like to slow down, you kind of have to dig in a little bit to push out. Mm-hmm. But like he didn't explain it too well. So I just kind of like put my skis like this. And I'm like, the first time going down, I'm like speeding up. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like flying by people on like a green. Uh-huh. I'm just like, look out. And finally I just like fall back. I'm like dragging the snow behind me.
That was my first time. Same thing. My dad explained the pizza slice thing. Yeah. You pie your skis out.
Yeah.
And so I went up and there was like a ridge. I started doing it at night, which was not a smart idea. And there was like a ridge right at the top. So you could ski down and then like go over this ridge and keep going down. Well, I went right for it and I panicked when I hit it. And I was pieing. So I went off this little bump. My legs turned all the way inwards and I landed face first with my feet turned completely inwards because the skis forced them. And I was just sliding down the hill. It was really painful too because my knees were turned inwards. I heard my dad going from a ski lift. That's my son. Like pointing and laughing to other people.
Yeah, my other experience on that one trip. I mean, I've actually skied a bunch of times since then and did fine. But that also getting off the lift. I think it was the second time. Like the person I was sitting on the lift with when we were getting off, they put their the poles in front of me, so I couldn't get off the lift.
That's the worst.
And so like they're going up, I'm like starting to go up, like, oh crap. So I just have to like jump off. Like, I mean, it was like maybe like 5 feet up in the air at that point, but it was still a little bit nerve wracking.
That is the worst is when you have like a mix of skis and snowboards on the lift, because the snowboarders have to turn their board sideways and like lift them with their foot. And trying to get off like a 5-person lift with 4 other snowboarders, like you might as well just take your skis off and fall off the lift. Like it's going to happen. They're all going to wipe out into each other. Skiers are great. They just ski up, if a bunch of veteran skiers, you just stand up, you slide down the little hill, you're good to go. You just put the sticks down, you keep going. Snowboarders, it's a whole process. They got to crash into each other and fall over right in front of everyone else and then tighten their straps and then wait for a couple minutes till their aching joints subside and then gently push off down the hill.
You're pretty bitter because you weren't able to snowboard, aren't you?
I can snowboard. I haven't done it in many years, but I did it for a day, like on a family vacation. And I was like, I honestly enjoy skiing more. I like going slower and having more precision and just like working my way down the hill. To me, there's just not a lot of fun just blasting down it as fast as possible. Like it takes so long to get up the lift. Like I would rather just enjoy, I still go fast, but.
No, I spent 30 minutes coming up this one. I'm going to take 30 minutes getting down.
I'm going to take at least 5 minutes, not like 2. But I go fast every once in a while. It just isn't as much fun.
Yeah, my first time down that hill, I was down probably in like 2 minutes.
You should probably also get a helmet.
All right. I guess I should open this document.
Why don't you get the show doc open so you can like do time and stuff.
I just saw that World of Ships officially released today.
Is that related to World of Tanks?
Yeah, it's the same company. World of Tanks, what's the other one? World of Warplanes.
I've not played any of them really.
I've actually watched some videos on World of Ships, and I applied for the beta. I really wanted to get into the beta and check it out. It looks pretty awesome.
Is there a World of Trains? Do you own Train Simulator?
I mean, I have a bunch of them, and they're all awful. Like they're all super low quality stuff. I mean, I'm not big on the simulation stuff. I want like a city skylines for trains. You're just like building and designing stuff. Like that's the fun part. Like I don't want to learn about how to like break the different brake systems and pick up passengers. Like that's not really my thing. I want to just be creative and play with fake trains.
You can play with fake trains and buy some little fake trains.
You're assuming that I don't have a warehouse full. Warehouse.
All right, you guys ready to get this thing going?
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. I don't think I'm going to do the intro song tonight. I think we're just going to go straight into it. I'm feeling more conversational tonight.
Are you?
Less angry, I'm here at peace. I'm here to...
Does Joel make you angry? Is that what you're saying?
No, don't put words in my mouth and my heart.
You know why you're so happy, Jeremiah?
Hey, why?
Because you got to play The Witcher last weekend, and
that's true.
It fulfilled your life.
All right, ready to go?
Let's do it.
Start the time now. Is the time going?
Yep.
Three. Check.
Check. Thank you.
All right, going live with the warm up.
I really want to show you some of the photos I took. I didn't take very many, but a few of the kids are just funny because they're all like posing like GQ magazines. It's really funny. Like they kept going like this or like this. It was really funny. I was like, where'd you guys learn this from?
Did you get their photo permission releases and everything?
Yeah, very important.
I got it after they tried smacking the camera out of my hand.
Yep. Dude, I had kids hanging, like grabbing my lens and pulling themselves up by the lens to look at the screen. I was like, that's not how that works.
That's not the handhold. No.
Oh, Joel, I got something cool to show you. And maybe you've already seen it, so this won't be that cool. But Hope got me the Blu-ray for Interstellar. And it came with a collectible IMAX film cell.
Oh, no, actually, I got the
those
same
too.
one. I have that.
Well, Dave, I know you didn't buy a movie, so this is a 70 millimeter still from the movie on 70 millimeter film.
That's pretty.
There's like 10 IMAX theaters that actually show 70 millimeter still in the country. Like nobody still shoots on it. The rolls of film are massive. Like Interstellar was like 4 4-foot across reels. To run on 70 mil, like it's insane.
The new Quentin Tarantino movies on 70 mil.
Yep, but
I wish I had a theater
format.
somewhere in town to watch that.
I think the closest one might be like near DC. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, I thought that's like an actual film collectible. I really like. We watched Interstellar again last night because a friend came over who hadn't seen it, and man, cry every time. That movie's so good.
We had really slow internet where we were staying, but I would just have my iPhone just set at home or back at our house, slowly downloading like a movie or something like that, just to be able to watch something in the evening, just because I was pretty much the only one that was up really late because I'm used to my time, and it was just like, yeah, but it was comfortable. But I downloaded a bunch of Martin Scorsese films I haven't seen before. I haven't seen The Departed, and I haven't seen the Creepy Island one. What was it called?
Shutter Island?
Yeah, Shutter Island.
I enjoyed that.
And you know what's funny is watching those movies, Christopher Nolan, like they looked very similar to Christopher Nolan's films. And it was interesting because like his editing, like their editing style is like really similar, but Christopher Nolan is definitely, I hope he dials it back a little bit on his next project. Of the amount of music he uses. It's really good, really good the first couple times. But it's one of those things where it's like, it is so full of music that was my huge complaint from Man of Steel. It was just like, it's hard to watch over because you just like, I don't know, like, it's just so much music. But,
Interstellar?
Yeah, like
there was a lot of music.
There was a lot of music, but I thought the music in that movie did a really good job of keeping the mood right where you wanted to be the whole time. Because I feel like if it was silent for more of it,
it's great.
It was a little overkill for me too.
Okay.
Joel, it's
like it's. I mean, in the theater, it's amazing because it's like.
Does Joel's feed look bad for anybody
Do I
else?
look like I know what a JPEG is? Yeah, Joel, your feed's...
my feed
JPEG Joel.
Sorry. The backup just started on it.
Oh, okay. Man, you can tell when it happens like instantly.
Dude, that's flip phone video from like 2005 right there. That's
I don't want to watch it laugh like that.
It sounded just like
Is it coming back?
Not yet.
Not so much.
Oh man.
Oh, well, that didn't
I'm
fix
gonna-
anything.
Oh
my, that's not even audio
Going
now.
worse.
We're now down to tin can audio.
Okay, what about now?
No video yet. Oh, still bad. Still bad. Oh man.
You can see how bad you are.
That laugh. It's so creepy. Oh.
Wait, I'm watching on the YouTube channel. I'm waiting for it to come back.
It's a bad confession, Joel.
So, Joel, buddy, how's that backup going? you don't have to make your voice sound weird. It's doing it for you. Don't worry.
I didn't press record yet because I don't think we all counted down, did we?
What,
Yeah.
to record audio?
I didn't record yet.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. All the
Okay,
rest
I'm
of us are
recording.
going.
Did we
I'm recording now. I
Yes.
somehow
Yeah.
missed the countdown.
That's all
Like
right.
that's gonna help Jeremiah. See your fingers. You can't see them.
They're like, oh, can you snap his fingers? I can't even see fingers.
There's
It's
not
just
enough-
mitts. He has like Grand Theft Auto
pixels.
3 mitts waving around.
Oh,
How many fingers am I
Joel,
holding
fix
up?
your feed, man.
I'm sorry, what, Demon Joel?
Hey, Joel. Joel, go like this really fast. Go. Shake your head really fast.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Is my audio like quick?
It's
Your audio's bad. Are you sure you've paused everything?
Yeah, I paused everything. I don't know what else. There's nothing else going on.
Can you like bandwidth limit your backup?
I already paused. It's already stopped.
No, I know. I'm curious. I'm just curious in general. Are you able to pass?
Yeah,
like-
yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. I mean, it's usually not going when I'm on here. I click pause way beforehand, or I just click it off. Since I've been gone for a
Joel,
week.
you seriously like you're being like constantly attacked by a dementor.
I don't know what's here. I'm gonna. Okay, I
It's all I've
stopped.
ever wanted.
I had the YouTube stream going, so I'll just stop that.
It's getting a little better actually.
We'll see if that helps a little
Whoa.
bit.
Audio
on.
bit rate's getting better.
Oh,
Come on,
by
you're
like
almost there. You're almost
1
there.
You have really fast internet too. Oh, I'm not excited to be with Comcast, dude. I'm so not excited.
Hey, Joel, talk.
What? Hello?
Hey,
Yeah,
hey.
it's all better. Was that it? It was
What
YouTube.
What did you
Yeah,
do?
it must have been
was-
the YouTube stream.
Well, that sucks. You normally watch it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So I don't know.
Huh? I mean, your
I
internet
don't know.
is
I
definitely
honestly, I
fast
mean,
enough.
it sometimes it can be weird sometimes, but it doesn't last usually that for that long. So
Life
Yay.
shouldn't be like that.
Does it remind
So-
you of last week, Joel?
what?
Hello, Americans back.
Actually, he sounded good
He
on
sounded.
his phone.
He sounded better.
Yeah, we're all really surprised.
It's true.
I sounded better in Guatemala. They have faster internet.
Guacamahala.
Guacamahala.
You see, Woody Harrelson's gonna play Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah, I
That's-
saw that. I was like,
that's
he's going to be
interesting.
really good. But have you seen Bryan Cranston is also playing Lyndon B. Johnson in an HBO show?
Oh,
and he
shoot.
looks like,
Well, he's definitely gonna be better than.
dude. Well, I mean, they're both really good, but
Woody
I'm like,
Harrelson's
holy
not a
crap,
bad actor.
Bryan Cranston is going to be ridiculous. Yeah, I'm trying to find you the a link. It's just look at Bryan Cranston LBJ. It's insane almost.
All right, let's see.
Link, please. I'm lazy.
Google.
I just Googled it.
PC Master Race.
But then I have to add another tab.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts?
Wow. I mean, it looks like Bryan Cranston, but it definitely looks like LBJ.
Yeah, like, but I'm saying like that's it's pretty legit. So you know he's gonna be freaking awesome.
Actually, have you seen Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, like he looks
pretty
amazing
good,
too.
Out of the two of them, I think I have a little more faith in Bryan Cranston.
Of course.
But Woody Harrelson is not a bad actor.
It's just interesting. It's so weird that like movies like that come out at the same time.
Don't you love like when they make the offshoot version, like the War of the Worlds that came out at the same time as the other War of the Worlds, but with C. Thomas Howell.
Yeah.
Quality.
James, can you lower the saturation on your camera ever so slightly?
Ever so slightly.
We're talking like 10%.
I say if we're able to start, that would be awesome because I really relax and play Rocket League.
So what you're trying to say is, could we please just get the show over with?
Yes.
So you can play Rocket League.
Yes.
All right. With that honesty,
that
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's better. Are you guys ready to start the show?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let me take a swig. Oh, I'm sorry, James. What do you need? What can I do for you?
Nothing.
Okay. James, want to do the show?
No.
Skip. No.
All right, you guys ready to do this?
Yes.
Start the timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Imagine the music's playing because I'm a lazy shit. I didn't start it.
I love that theme song.